Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Father and Son Reactions. I'm Larry, and this here's my son, Ethan.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new, we are a father and son, obviously, because that's what it says in the channel name. And today we're going to be doing some
And they can see where you got your good looks from.
Oh, thank you. Well, is that a compliment to me? Or?
It's a compliment to me.
Oh, well, I mean, also to me, because you said...
All right, you too. All
well,
right.
It's both of us, you know, because you said... Okay, yeah. But either way, so today we're going to be doing Maiden, and this is actually our first Maiden song without Bruce Dickinson singing.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm a little excited and a little intrigued at the same time. Because how many albums do you think he did with Maiden?
Well, this is their first singer, and... I mean, people were telling us they were... Like, this album was already pretty well known. So I assume he's good. I assume he's good.
All right. Because I was wondering if maybe he just did one album and the band thought he sucked, they kicked him out.
I have no idea.
I mean, it could be.
Probably, I mean, maybe.
Probably not, though.
Maybe not. I mean, maybe. Could you imagine if, like, they heard Bruce Dickinson singing at a bar and then they were like, oh, we like this guy better?
Yeah, of course they would.
Yeah, I mean.
The guy's a metal god.
Yeah, no one's going to be, you know, picked over Bruce Dickinson, obviously.
Yeah, no,
so,
no.
You know, I'm excited. I'm sure it'll still be really good. I'm intrigued to hear his voice. Let's get into it.
I'm ready, man.
Let's go.
As ready as the day is long. Let's do it. Woo! Like my head's spinning from this already.
it's very interesting to hear the roots of Maiden, like before the Maiden that we're used to. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting to hear where they kind of came from originally. Because, if I'm being honest, this is not as good as the Maiden that I'm familiar with. Maybe because Bruce Dickinson's not the singer. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
Well, if you're like me, you would have been comparing them the whole song.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it was this guy was trying to be Bruce Dickinson before he knew who Bruce Dickinson was. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what it sounded like. It's kind of like the band had a sound, like they knew what they wanted out of a singer, and it's like he was trying, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he could, but it wasn't as easy. Look, he's just nowhere near as good. And being that we know the Iron Maiden with Bruce Dickinson, we're going to listen to this and just be like, okay.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, 1,000%. I was trying to not think of Bruce Dickinson, but I couldn't help it.
But you couldn't help it.
Yeah. I will say, the one part that really made me think of the Maiden that I know is the two-part harmonies, which is like where multiple voices were singing together.
Yeah.
Or three-part. I don't know how many different voices they had layered onto it, but when that happened, that was pretty cool. I like that. That was very enjoyable because it reminded me of the Maiden that I already am familiar with.
Right.
But I think you could tell that it was like a first album of them. You know what I mean? Because they haven't developed fully into like...
To what we are used to hearing when we're... Yeah.
Yeah. The guitar work was good, but not as good as it was later. In their songs.
I agree, think so. Although it was good.
It was good.
I enjoyed the guitar work.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it.
And you could tell that maybe even the band wasn't as impressed with his vocals because he wasn't singing the whole time.
It's so funny you said that because I kind of thought the same thing.
His voice was good, but I feel like he made it sound like he wasn't putting in the soul that Bruce Dickinson puts in, like
he tried. It's like I said earlier, he tried to sing like Dickinson before he knew how Dickinson can sing. Assuming Dickinson wasn't doing anything major.
Yeah, I feel like we're bashing them a little too much here because the truth is that there's no it's their first album.
Yeah.
For their first album, it was very enjoyable. Most bands that do their first album are not memorable at all. Usually it's like stuff that comes afterwards.
Yeah, well, right.
It's good for their first album, I would say. Very good.
Sure. Well, think about it like this. If you heard this without ever hearing
any other Maiden, I would have loved it.
Right. Exactly.
I think our hopes were a little too high because we think Iron Maiden and we think of what we're already familiar with, like with the Trooper and all those other songs, that we kind of compared it to that.
Which is wrong.
It is.
It's wrong of us to do. We're sorry, Maiden faithful. We're sorry we let you down.
Yeah.
If we let you down.
Yeah.
But, listen, you all know it's the truth. Maiden with Dickinson, I mean...
Yeah, I'm sure even you guys can admit that he's probably the best metal singer of all time.
Yeah, for sure. The greatest one I've ever heard.
Yeah, me too.
It's not even a question.
Yeah,
it's just not a question. But you know what? We're going off subject because this video has nothing to do with Dickinson.
I know.
So
but I can't help it.
I know.
I feel really bad too. But the truth is that the guitar work was still almost
just
as good as...
I really enjoyed it.
The guitar work was phenomenal, which I guess I should have expected because with Maiden, it doesn't matter how old, how young, their guitar work is always going to be amazing. Always. Always,
Yeah.
The guitar work was phenomenal. I feel like maybe at this part of like their career when they first started out, the guitarist was probably like way above the other members, I feel like. At this time,
I could see why you think that,
or at least for me, he was. The guitar was the instrument that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
In this, it's usually supposed to be the vocals, but it was the guitar work.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, being it's their first album, bands mature.
Of course,
they move into they gel together, and after a little bit,
Yeah, and the fact that
not everyone's gonna come out like Skid Row and put out like an incredible first album,
exactly. Guns N' Roses and put out maybe the most legendary first album ever.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess we should have expected that. You
Right.
know? And the fact that we do...
It even took Springsteen a few albums to get big.
Yeah. What do you mean even Springsteen? What do you mean even Spring? As if he's like...
He is like, yeah.
No,
he is.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not. But I think the fact that we love the later Maidens so much just shows how much better they got over time.
As a band.
Because
sure.
if they stayed like this, then they would not have been as liked by us.
We don't know if they would have stayed like that. Not that like that is so bad.
It's not. I mean? It's just the later Maiden is so much better.
Yeah, I mean it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Even though this Maiden's okay.
Yeah. It's
you
good.
know,
Put it this way: it's not the other Iron Maiden, but it's better than a lot of other bands.
Yes, absolutely.
I would say better than a lot of other bands.
Sure,
The guitar work was
sure.
phenomenal, just as good as what I would expect from any Maiden song. Just the vocals weren't. I feel like his voice wasn't like he wasn't putting enough passion into it.
Yeah, no,
You know
I
what
agree.
Like it sounded like he was doing
Going
it
through the motions.
Yeah. It sounded like he woke up like maybe 2 hours before they recorded the song.
Yeah,
like he
I see what he was trying to do. I see it. I hear it.
Yeah.
I see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But it just didn't,
His vocals were not as good as I would have hoped.
Right.
It wasn't bad, but, it wasn't great
Right.
for me either. But maybe this is just one song. We could be completely wrong, and all their other songs could be
maybe
like
the rest
completely
of this,
different.
Maybe the rest of this album is so good, and where'd you get this song? Did someone suggest it?
Yeah.
Oh, people suggested it, so it is like probably their best song on the album.
Maybe for those people.
That is true for the people that suggested it.
Yeah.
All right,
you guys will have to prove us wrong. Let us know in the comments if there are any others from this album or even their second album, just early Maiden. Because we want to get a feel of not just the Bruce Dickinson era, but we want to know the other parts of Maiden because we really like them.
Yeah,
and to be a fan,
absolutely.
To be a fan of a band, you can't just listen to 1 or 2 albums.
You're right.
And we are a fan, so we want to hear this earlier Maiden that we haven't heard as much of. So let us know in the comments what Maiden songs, maybe from this album or from the one after, that we got to check out.
And please go easy on us. If you disagree with us, just be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice. He's a minor. Be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone, thank you all so much for joining us today. We appreciate all the comments, and definitely let us know what songs by Maiden we got to do next. And yeah, we will see you all in the next one.
But hold on. We have an Instagram for those of you guys that don't know, not familiar. We have an Instagram. So it is
right there.
Oh, you put it back, you sneaky devil.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did put it back. It was in the last video too. You just didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
No.
Yeah, I didn't notice a lot of things. I didn't even have my scarf on.
Yeah.
I know. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I know. Well, now that you guys see... Oh, yeah, over there. Now that you guys see it, hit us up on the Insta when you get a chance.
Yeah. We're always on there if you just want to message us and say hi. We'll definitely respond.
You ever say that to your friends? Hey, man, hit me up on the Insta.
No, it's just a thing that you think that we say.
But
we don't say that.
Yeah.
You're trying to be like, caught up with the times and stuff, but we don't say that.
You do.
I mean, Insta, yeah, but not.
Yeah, see, told you.
But not like the rest of that.
Oh, all right.
It's just that word. Like we have a lot of shortcuts for things.
Yeah.
Like that's like one of them.
Yeah.
So
like BBL. Be back later.
Oh God. Oh man.
All right, everyone. BBL.
Yeah, we will see you all in the next one.
Hit us up on the Insta.